Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right in my living room in the wee hours of the morning where I do what I do for you. Today, writers in 25 will live by storytelling, story with a message and story for life. I'm giving you a life lesson. You tune in and receiving them. We got a good thing going. Let's keep it moving. Today, Right Thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get to know who you are. Right Thinking's way of life through spiritual and through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of obtaining spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get you to do just that. Now the question for you. Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach you. Tune in. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I can wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. You got to show respect and you got to have balance in your life. So let's talk about it. When there's no balance, you know what you need to do? Call on God. Right? Let's talk about calling on God. I think that's the right way to live today. We need God. And I don't mean the God coming down from the sky. No, we need to just understand, get knowledge and understanding of ourselves and find God for ourselves. But until then, check your boy out and follow these rules. I'm spiritually awakened. That means I know God, okay? AKA myself. They told you, know thyself. If you know yourself, you know God. If you know God, you know yourself. So no matter which way you do it, you're going to know both ways if you do what you're supposed to do. That's how it's done. That's the name of the game. I don't wait until I'm in a jam to call on God. I converse with Him daily, and I keep Him in the forefront of all my decision makers daily. That's called being God conscious. All right. I'm a servant of God. My job is to bring the spiritually ignorant people to spiritual enlightenment. That's right thinkers goal. That's what I do for you. I'm a spiritual truth teller. I know the truth, and all I'm going to do is tell it to you as best I can. AKA, I'm a right thinking philosophy master. Truth is having knowledge of self. I spent a lot of time learning the truth over 30 years. So now that I learned it, I lived it, I proved it for myself, now I can teach it to you. That's why I say I do what I do for you. I'm giving you the secrets that I've learned. And I don't owe nobody no allegiance. Self made. God is our higher self. The higher self is when you raise your consciousness to know who you are. I'm about to do a Kundalini lesson to show you how to open up the third eye and reach that seventh level of spiritual enlightenment, which is the crown chakra, the seventh chakra. I know all of them. I'm gonna work with you on that, but that's the next lesson coming. But the idea is understanding God is spirit. You can only connect with Him mentally. It's a spiritual thing. Heart, mind, coherence. Your heart and mind working as one. That's you and God coming together consciously. You knowing who you are. You recognizing God for who He is. Now you're an enlightened being. You can live a life that your destiny is now in your hands. You control you. If you're talking to yourself, and I do this on a regular basis, who is that one who is listening? When I meditate, I commune with my higher self. Duh. When I'm praying, I'm asking something from my higher self. Again, you can't get around it. If you're having a conversation with yourself, Who's having conversation and who's listening? You think about that. When you're listening to yourself, okay, again, who's that doing the talking? If you're listening, who's talking? And if you're talking, who's listening? I'm just saying. You can only get to God mentally. That's the Nihas moment. That's the anointment. That's you waking up. That's the enlightenment, the awakening. Why? You come to grips and you have consciously understanding God and you are one. You know yourself. That's right thinking philosophy goes to get you to that point. After that, you're on your own. When I meditate, I'll go into communication with my higher self, God. Whenever you go inside yourself, that's where he is. That's all I'm saying. I get excited. But I move on. I'm going to keep going. Next one is God consciousness is the way to right living. Why? Because if you keep God conscious, if you're God conscious, the devil, the idle mind is a devil workshop. Stay God conscious. The devil can't get to you. Those bad thoughts will bounce off you. You just knock them away. Knock them away. Because I'm God conscious. God ain't allowing that nonsense, personally. When you put God in all your decision makings, you will live right. I do. That's all it takes. I ain't got a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo to tell you about this, that, and the other. Everything you do, you put God into it and see how it work out for you. That's all you got to do. God is always in my thoughts. That's spiritual discipline. Being God conscious meaning is God on my mind all the time. That don't mean I'm running around here raising the roof, praying the Lord, and everybody see I got to act like, no. I serve him by doing what I do for you, teaching how to get to him for yourself. If you don't have God consciousness, you're not thinking right. It's just that simple. Saying you believe in God, saying you call yourself a Christian or call yourself a Muslim, and not serving him, stop doing that. That ain't my job, but yeah, that's frustration more than anything else. If you're not it, stop claiming to be it. If you're it, show it. When God is your God, you will be led to what? Do the right thing daily. Make it a part of your life. Make it a lifestyle like I did. It's a good one too. I don't ask myself, what would Jesus do? Could care less. I ask myself, is this pleasing to God? Take your pick. I take God every time. So not even competition. I ain't going there. Next one is right thinking philosophy gets you to God for yourself. That's the goal of right thinking philosophy. My goal is to get you to know God for yourself. I can talk to I get blue in his face about how good he is to me. It don't do you a bit of good. So that's why I don't do that. I'm a teacher. I teach you to I explain how to get it done. I don't proclaim to do it. I will teach you again. I teach about God and show you how to get his attention. You earn your blessings by living right, doing good deeds. I call it selfless service. When you help somebody just for the sake of, I ain't saying go outside, help the ladies across the street, do a whole bunch of nonsense like the Boy Scout. No, just live a good and virtuous, righteous life. That's all. Treat people the way you want to be treated. All the good stuff that y'all say in these verses from the Bible, don't live none of them. That annoys me. Sorry. And if you meditate, you're communing with your higher self, aka God. Everybody that meditates, do you know you're going inside yourself to talk to your higher self? You just meditating because it's cool. Everybody say, well, I'm just going to meditate, sit back and look like them other guys that look smart. It don't work that way. If you know how, I know how to communicate with God through righteous living, daily prayer, constant meditation. Those are things that keep you God conscious. I can raise you from a spiritual dead level to a living spiritual level in knowledge with knowledge of self. Not knowing yourself and not knowing God is the same thing. If you run around here not knowing who you are, not knowing God, it's the same thing. See, know you know God. Don't know you, you don't know God. I'm about to wrap it up. I appreciate you tuning in. All right, I'm short this lesson up. Hopefully, it don't take up much of your time. All right, here you go, wrapping it up. When you are a right thinker, you can call on God daily. I do. What about you? Let's go. I'll teach you how to have a one-on-one relationship with God. That's you understanding Him and doing what He thinks you should do. When you know right from wrong, let your spiritual consciousness be your guide. Let your conscience be your guide. Yeah, not your ego. The real resurrection, watch this, is you coming from ignorance into light. Awakening, you sleep when you're ignorant. Why? Because, excuse me, you don't know your powers, you don't know yourself, you don't know God, you're just existing. It's not a good place to be. Okay? Make a decision, find yourself, understand, and live. It's all about how you live. How the guy next door live ain't got nothing to do with me. What you eat don't make me fat. So what you believe in, how you live, don't have no bearings on me at all. But if we're going to live in harmony, we need to respect one another. That's all it takes. Respect that he do what he do. He respect me for what I do. We don't have a problem now. Understand that. Being spiritually ignorant is spiritual death. You're walking dead. You need to get some life and light in your life. Practice right thinking philosophy. Become a right thinker and do your best. As a master mason, I've raised many brothers from their dead level of masonry to living level of knowledge of masonry. I've been doing this for a long time now. Now I'm still raising the spiritually dead from the dead level, bringing them to life with what? Knowledge of self. Knowing thyself goes a long way. Do you know you? If not, tune in. I got you.